devastating citrus disease caused by bacteria transmitted by the Asian citrus psyllid. It leads to deformed, bitter fruits and eventual tree death. Symptoms include yellow shoots, misshapen fruits, and overall tree decline. This disease has ravaged citrus crops worldwide, causing significant economic losses and threatening the citrus industry. Management involves the controlling of the psyllid, research for resistant varieties, and integrated pest management strategies. For these reasons, we have elected to develop a citrus greening resistant GM crop.
So, why is this important? Citrus greening is the most serious citrus plant disease in the world. The disease has no known cure and kills each afflicted plant within the next couple years. In 2001, Florida had around 750,000 acres of citrus-bearing land. In 2021, however, that area declined to 369,000 acres, more than 50% of the land unusable because of the vectors of this disease. The production volume of the remaining land has also reduced by 79%. The disease was first recorded in 1943 in South China, eventually reaching Florida around 2005 and soon impacting most farms across the United States, including Texas and California. As of 2009, 33 countries have reported cases of citrus greening. Citrus produce accounts for about 14% of fresh fruit available in 2018. The United States is the third largest citrus producer in the world, just behind Brazil and China. The citrus market in the United States was valued at around $3.3 billion in 2020. Citrus also accounts for 16% of the total value of U.S. fruit production, making it an important part of agricultural economy in the United States. Its estimated damages of citrus greening just in Florida are estimated to be over $1 billion per year between 2015 and 2020 and cost over 5,000 jobs annually.
We thought that Florida would be one of the best locations to release this citrus greening resistant orange tree because it is one of the most affected areas, and it used to be where the most citrus was produced in the U.S., but since it became so affected by the disease, California has become the largest producer in the U.S., so we think it'd be a good idea to release it there as well, so they could avoid being more affected by it. And Texas as well actually grows a good bit of citrus too, so that wouldn't be a bad idea either. Outside of the U.S., Brazil and China both produce significant amounts of citrus fruits. So if we could get it released over there, we could prevent them from being affected by the disease. And, it can be used generally wherever there's a lot of citrus produced to kind of mitigate the impact of this disease.
Genetically modified crops undergo rigorous regulation before commercialization. Initial safety assessments include molecular characterization, potential allergenicity, and toxicity evaluations. Testing determines environmental impact, assessing effects on non-target organisms and ecosystems as well. Regulatory bodies, like the FDA in the United States, evaluate the data from developers, ensuring compliance with safety standards. Post-approval monitoring continues to assess long-term effects on health and the environment, maintaining stringent oversight throughout the GM crop life cycle.
So there are some ethical and cultural concerns with producing this GM crop. The first one being that people could just be hesitant to purchase GM citrus fruits. Similar to other GMOs, people have a stigma about it. Established growers might also value the GM resistance, but be cautious in purchasing the GM seeds because traditionally they've always used a certain type of fruit, and the genetically modified one would be new to them. Also, the marketability could be tough since the marketing campaigns tend towards organic fruits and vegetables these days, and there's not quite a positive view on GMOs. To continue, there are a lot of anti-GMO groups in the United States, and there's a trend towards clean eating and organic foods. So marketing, especially in the United States, since we're targeting Florida and California, could be difficult, especially since there was a GMO ban in Mendocino County, California. So it may be difficult to get things up and running. Also, in response to increased resistance to the disease, the bacterial disease has a chance to mutate or a new form to arise in response to that resistance. So that would be something to think about during development, is how this could potentially impact future diseases. And then finally, for exporting fruit to other countries, since it is such a widespread disease, there are a lot of regulations against GM crops. Europe especially is very tight about this, and Asia seems to be a little more accepting, but there's still, regulations that would have to be looked into and considered before we could export this to a more widespread base.